Same stupid intro because I haven't thought of anything better. But Folio Games here with,
There with Daniel.
and what are we playing today?
We're playing Fight Sequence.
Yep.
I don't think either of us have played this game.
No. This is by designer Jamie Sabriel Flez. Always talking on the
Okay.
building the game, not on the building the game. Yeah, building the game with Jason and friends podcast, and he's trying to come out with
Okay.
this
Never heard of
game.
that.
Big podcast in the board game design space and board game space. He's got all LGBT characters in the game and
Oh, very cool.
a dueling card game. Been wanting to play it, so here we go today. Fight Sequence is the
That's sick.
tactical head-to-head card battler about a diverse cast of psychics thinking about fighting. Players build sequences of attacks and responses that resolve in reverse order, representing the ebb and flow of a theoretical fantasy fight scene that psychics have created in their. I'm sure it's minds. Yeah, in their minds. Planning your own moves isn't the only key to victory. However, you'll also use your psychic and magical abilities to manipulate when or if actions resolve. This is a prototype of the Academy decks, which are designed to give players a streamlined introduction into the world of Fight Sequence. The full first set of Fight Sequence will have 2 Academy decks and 4 unique character decks. The game has been in development for the past 4 years and has thousands of games played, and we're expecting to launch the Kickstarter for Fight Sequence in spring of 2022. Didn't happen quite yet. Finished, polished graphics design is still on the way, though in all visual assets are subject to change. The rulebook is in a draft state as well. If you have any feedback on the clarity or quality of the aspects of the design, let us know. We can be reached through all the common social media platforms through BGG is best, though BGG is best. And there's a contact form and our emails on the official site. Follow our social media and join the mailing list on the site to follow our progress, see when the Kickstarter, and find fun bonus stuff like cast the Halloween costumes and celebrating Pride. Our Discord server will have regular playtests with the designers of Fight Sequence and other future stuff planned as well. Thanks for trying Fight Sequence. All right, so rule books.
Mhm. Did this ever go to Kickstarter?
He didn't put it out yet. I mean, I think he's been going back and forth with a few things, but
Okay.
I don't think it's out yet. Definitely not out yet.
Yeah.
Fight Sequence.
All right.
Here we go.
You know what play hot seat means, or play versus play online?
I think the hot seat is just like I think it's like when you do like a chess game and you just do one move and then you can wait days.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I think that's what it is. I'm
I've
not sure though, but I think
I've never heard that phrase used like that before. But okay.
I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. But all right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess play online. Yeah, you want to join my game or okay? I can invite players. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What's your name on there?
Um. Hold on. Sorry.
Yeah.
DC Tozier.
Okay.
Oh, it might be my email address actually at gmail.com.
Okay. I hope that isn't a problem for the world. You can always edit it out.
Yeah, reach out. Let me know.
Okay. In DC? Oh, DT? Oh, no?
Yeah, DCTOZIER.
Yep, at Gmail. Oh, friends. Probably
Yeah.
have friends. Available players. God dang it. Yeah, not popping up. But or maybe you can go to
Did you
find and
try?
play, maybe. Or maybe you can start the game and then I could go to find and play.
I can start the game.
Oh, maybe I should start it or
Well, okay, online. Okay, online.
XJDX1Y.
Yeah, how do I see? Shouldn't it have like a? Oh, okay. I sent you an invite.
Okay, okay, got you. Join. Cool. All right, so yeah, perfect.
Okay. I actually made two instances of this. Well, one sec. That's WU. Okay, cool. Jumping in.
Cool. Man, rulebook kind of long. No quick play looks to be.
Did it load for you? I'm still.
Uh, yep, just loaded.
Mm. Okay, now I'm
There
in.
we go.
All right. What are the controls again for this?
What is? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure.
I like how it has a button for the rulebook to be stored. That's kind of cool. All right, what side do we take seats? How does that work?
Uh, don't. Okay, you hold right click. I mean, hold right button to move the camera.
Okay, yeah. And then what's the zoom? Oh, space is like zoom or look at.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you Does it look like you're playing as the light skinned person or the dark skinned person?
I oh don't know actually. Um,
I'm
it's
positioned
not
in
like
front of the dark skinned person.
tabletop.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe you don't take seats. Maybe you just play from your side.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So like you're in front of the light skinned person, right?
Yeah, only because I was trying to figure out the board, but yeah.
Okay.
Is that the character the decks are built around as well?
Probably so. 40 cards.
Hmm. Okay.
It might be a little difficult, but yeah, you wanna? I guess you wanna start out on the rule book.
Yeah.
Man, 18 pages. Do you think we could just kind of skim it, or what you thinking?
Let me see. I have to really zoomed in. Um. All right. Yeah. Let's see if I can skim it.
Okay. Want
All
to do it?
right. So the decks represent. Do you want me to just
Uh,
kind of jump in and?
I mean, want to do it out loud, or how you thinking?
Yeah, I was gonna try and kind of read it out loud and
Okay. I guess
kind
when
of
you get,
summarize as I go through it.
I guess whenever you get tired, I'll jump in, or maybe we do like 3 sections or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
All right. So the cards in the deck represent attacks and responses. You and your opponent collectively build sequences that describe the ebb and flow of the match. First player who's too exhausted to maintain the projection is winner. Be the first player to deal any amount of damage to your opponent when their deck is already empty. Oh, so it's like the entire game is like a mill game. That's interesting.
Okay.
Attacks are used to deal damage to your opponent, which is represented by cards being discarded from the player's deck. We played a game like this, right? What was it?
Man, phone rung right when you were getting into it, but you say any amount of damage after you get milled, and then what else?
Yeah, any amount of damage after you get milled, then you lose. That's the losing damage.
Maybe hyper
Um,
juking in Harry Potter.
yeah, I think it was the first one.
Probably hyper
Yeah,
juking.
yeah, anyways. Attacks are used to deal damage to your opponent, which is represented by cards being discarded from the player's deck. Um, Keep in mind the deck is not only your resource to play the game, it's also your health. Then we go into deck rules, which I don't think we really need right now.
Mm-hmm.
The character decks, a few complex rules, blah blah blah. All right, to begin the game, shuffle decks, draw 5 cards, determine who goes first. They'll build the first action into the first sequence.
Oh,
No. Oh, do you wanna?
which section you at? Gameplay.
Underneath the picture, the picture of the board.
Okay, okay,
Still in setup.
okay.
And it says, note, hands in fight sequence are hidden information. You may look at your own hand at any time, but not your opponent's. The cast consists of powerful psychics and warriors. Nobody's powers are strong enough to read all everyone's thoughts. Um, so I guess you draw 5 cards and then build a secret sequence of cards. Does that make sense?
Draw 5 cards, build a secret sequence. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. Um, Anatomy of a card. Top left blue number is speed. Orange is power. Then there's attack type underneath. There's also a response number on the right side. Then text effect. Course flavor. All right, gameplay. The game's played over a series of rounds known as sequences, until one player is defeated by taking any damage when their deck is empty. Oh, the deck's empty. In each sequence, both players take turns attacking, responding, or passing until both players pass consecutively. Okay. Building sequence. Players will alternate turns doing one of 3 things each turn: attack, respond, or pass. Attacks and responses are actions. Sorry. Attacks and responses are actions that build the sequence, while passing indicates you don't build an action into the sequence this turn and instead draw a card. Sequences begin being built in the first action slot, adjacent to the build direction reference card, as pictured here. Okay. Okay, so you'll put down an action, I'll put down either an action or a response, and so forth. But it's all secret, right? It's all face down.
I think they said hidden information or.
Yeah. Okay. The sequence is finished being built and begins resolving in the reverse order. When there are 2 consecutive passes, either voluntarily or because the sequence reached the 9 action limit, and force both players to pass. This means you build the sequence in its entirety before anything in the sequence resolves.
Okay.
Using the double-sided 5th and 7th action reminder card will help you keep track of how many actions are in the sequence as you build. Be helpful. Okay, and then we go into each step, each of the different interesting. Each of the options you have when it's your turn. So attacks are actions built by playing cards in the vertical portrait orientation and are how you damage your opponent. Speed is a number in the blue circle. In order to build an attack into the next available slot in the sequence, it must meet or exceed the speed of the action most recently built. So it must be face up, right?
What's the whole? I mean, is
I,
the hand just
I,
secret information or?
I wonder if that's what they were saying, but that's a bit of an odd way to phrase it.
And let's go back to that one.
Um,
Let's go back.
yeah, let's.
Well,
You're right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Let's then it'll make more sense. Oh yeah, duh. Hands in oh, fight sequence being the name of the game, not the actual fight sequence. Yeah. So it's just saying the hand is hidden information.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So in speed, you have to play a card that matches or exceeds the speed of the most recently played action. Um, Cards will always have a speed value of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, or 60. Higher number is higher speed. When a card is played as an attack, everything except the response bar on the right side is relevant. Also, a card can either be played as an attack or as a response. Power. When an attack resolves in the sequence, it will deal damage to your opponent equal to its power. That's the
Okay.
orange icon.
Okay.
Player will discard one card from the top of their deck for each point of damage they take. Two attack types, physical and magical. Physical is the blue hammer. Magical is like a purple lotus. They primarily dictate what responses work against them. So some text effects only interact with or reference other cards or specific attack types. Then we have timed and immediate effects. Timed are in blue bordered text boxes and have an hourglass icon on the side. Like everything else in fight sequence, timed effects of an attack resolve when that attack resolves in the sequence. Timed effects always resolve before an attack deals its damage. For example, when resolving Gale Force, you'll first resolve return an action of any kind effect before it deals 4 damage to your opponent. So timed effect sounds like there's just kind of a bonus effect, right? Like a trigger.
Yeah.
Oh no, because look, it has a trigger icon.
Trigger.
Hmm.
Tap or whatever. Return an action of any kind.
Oh,
Time
okay,
happens
okay.
first, basically.
I think it says, I think it means timed happens when the sequence gets to that card, whereas
Uh.
immediate effects,
Yeah,
next
but
section,
but it happens
resolve as soon
before
as
the
they're
attack,
built.
though. But it happens before that particular attack. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
immediate.
Whereas immediate effects, when you put it down before you start working your way back down the sequence the opposite way, they trigger, I think. Oh yeah, because it shifts cards around. I see. That's okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
What the
immediate
hell?
effects happen before we start working our way through the sequence while we're still building it. Um, and you resolve it before your opponent takes their next turn. Shift actions is one of the primary ways to manipulate the sequence and disrupt your opponent's plans. To resolve a shift, target any action in the sequence within range, then move the target action left or right 1 slot. The action in that slot, the action in the slot that the target is moving into takes the target's old spot. So they're switching adjacent cards. Okay. The range of a shift is always written out in the effect. For instance, on the card Divert, it reads Shift range 1. The action with the shift effect itself is always range 0. Okay. So in
No.
Divert's case, it can either target itself, range 0, oh, or the action that's built next to it, range 1.
Okay.
Okay, so a ranged card can move itself to an adjacent card,
Okay.
or it can move an adjacent card to their adjacent.
So a range one is really range 0 and 1. It sounds like.
That's what I thought, but I feel like that can't be right.
Mm.
Then move the target action left 1. Oh,
The action with the shift itself is
hmm.
always range 0. So in Divert's case, it can target either itself, range 0, or the action it's built next to, range 1.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you can
No,
shift
okay, yeah. So if it's
yourself
range
or
0, it can only move itself.
yep, which is
Range
nothing.
1 means it can move itself or a card next to it.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay.
So
Um,
maybe range 0 is like you can swap it with the opponent's card too, or maybe not.
yeah, I think it would be opponent's card because it alternates. At least when they're being laid out, it alternates Yumi, Yumi.
Okay. All right, we'll get to it.
Um, yeah, then we have an example with pressure and flare. Oh, wait, no, sorry. This is just a play example.
Your opponent has followed your pressure with their flare, which gets a power boost if it sees the opponent has a magical attack in the sequence. You decide to play Divert to disrupt their plans with a shift.
Okay.
You're able to play Divert as an attack here because it meets or exceeds the speed of Flare, the most recently built action into the sequence.
Hmm.
Divert has a shift range of 1, so it can target itself, range 0, or the Flare. Yeah, so it sounds like range 1 is 0 or 1, or the Flare
Well,
itself.
I think range 0 would let you move the card that has would let you move divert. So divert can move itself. It switch places one next to it.
Okay, yep.
But range 1 means that it can move this center card and switch it with I can't read that with pressure.
Okay,
I think we'll get to it when we
yep.
get to it.
Divert has a shift
Um,
range of 1, so it can target itself, range 0, or the Flare. Pressure can't be the target of the shift as it's too far away, range 2. Pressure can't be because it's 2 away. Alright, you target Flare with your shift, which will move it 1 action slot to the left or right, switching places with what is currently in that slot.
mhm.
By moving Flare to the left, your pressure will now resolve before Flare, so Flare won't see it in the sequence and get a power boost from it. You can't target the pressure directly because it's too far away from Divert, but it can still be moved by targeting the preceding action and choosing to move it in that direction. Alright, sounds like a lot, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Returning an action removes it from the sequence and puts it back into the hand of the player who built it. Each action after the returned one slides down 1 slot to fill in any gaps in the sequence. Okay, so do you go and okay? Unlike shifts, returns can target an action at any range. However, they often have their own built-in limitations that must be followed, such as Ice Blast only being able to return attacks and not responses. Okay.
Mhm. Makes
Um,
sense.
so it sounds like returning you get like -1 for the whole sequence, or do you have to fill out the whole sequence? You thinking?
I think return is going to be an instant card. So as soon as you play it, you return a card, and then everything collapses down.
So does the
Right?
sequence get to the max 9, or would it be like a max 8 or something?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like you keep filling it up
Yep.
until there's however many cards there has to be.
Probably so, I guess.
I don't
Probably
know.
so.
Maybe
Probably
we'll get to
so.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Respond responses,
Okay.
and were you kind of like shorthand reading this, or kind of reading everything?
I was kind of shorthand reading it, but I wasn't cutting too much.
Okay. And I'll probably do a couple more and let you take it back over.
Yeah.
Respond responses are cards played in horizontal/landscape orientation and are how you protect yourself from your opponent's damage and effects. When building a response, the only part of a card that matters is the response bar. You ignore all other parts of the card, including speed. Responses don't care about speed at all. Any responses of any card can be built adjacent to any speed. However, since they have no speed themselves, it's effectively zero. They were set the speed of a sequence. Thus, whenever you respond, your opponent can follow up with any action of any speed they wish. Okay, good to know.
Hmm.
do like them breaking it down and keeping on breaking it down and saying it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
In this example, you played thrust, one of the fastest attacks, and your opponent has no attack in their hand they can meet or exceed the speed of thrust, which is a 50. Okay.
Mhm.
Instead of passing here, they decide to play a response to defend themselves from the thrust and reset the speed of the sequence. The slash that they use to respond with couldn't be built as an attack here because it's slower than the thrust. But any response can always be played into the sequence since they ignored speed. All right, so thrust
Mhm.
can be a response. So any card can be an
That's
attack
cool.
or response, or
I think most cards can be a response as long as they have that horizontal text, kind of like an ice card
cool.
from.
From that round. All right. Now it's back to your turn, and since your opponent was kind enough to reset the speed of the sequence with a response, you have the opportunity to follow up with a slower, stronger downswing. Since responses have zero speed, downswing. Okay, with 20. Okay.
Oh, so does that mean that you respond and then you play another card?
Now that it's
Oh,
back to your no, I think the opponent they responded it, and then it's back to your turn as the attacker again.
oh,
Yep.
oh. It's just
Na-
confusing because the characters are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they got the same
Sure.
type of cards, which is weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that it's back to your turn, and since your opponent was kind enough to reset the speed of the seat, yeah, the same character. Weird.
Hmm.
All right, types of responses. There are four types of responses: blocks, defenses, willpower, and text responses. Blocks are the most common type of response and can either be physical or magical, just like other attacks. When you resolve a block, it will discard your opponent's adjacent action. When you resolve a block, it will discard your opponent's adjacent action. Okay, so I guess the previous one, if it's the same type as your block, physical or magical, removing it from the sequence entirely before it gets a chance to resolve. Okay, blocks just totally block, and they get rid of the last thing
Yeah.
if it matches the type. There are a few
Yeah.
things to keep in mind regarding blocks. Blocks work on the adjacent action, so they can affect something further down the sequence. You'll never block your own
Mhm.
actions, they only work on the opponent's cards. Blocks can discard responses as well as attacks, even other blocks. Okay?
Oh.
Blocks prevent timed effects from resolving since they discard the blocked card from the sequence entirely. However, they do nothing against immediate effects since they've already happened. Okay, yeah. Spell speed 3 or whatever. A block will discard your opponent's adjacent card out of the sequence before it resolves if the type matches. Neither the damage nor the text effects of the discarded card will resolve since it's removed from the sequence. All right, we on page 10, so that's not the worst.
Yeah.
Blocks only
Yeah.
work on adjacent cards. They don't have range, so they won't work on anything further along in the sequence. Okay. Your blocks never discard your own cards. Your blocks will just do nothing in this case. Okay, that's different art characters looks like. Keep
Yeah.
in mind that blocks can also stop responses of the same type. Blocks can stop responses of the same type. Okay,
Okay. Yeah. Right. You can block a block.
nice. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Defenses are responses that provide a special token when they resolve, which you keep for the rest of the sequence. There are two types of defense tokens: armor, which reduces physical damage, and resistance, which reduces magical damage. Okay, there's defense. Okay, once you have an armor or resistance token, you reduce each incoming damage of the matching type for the rest of the sequence by the amount of armor resistance you have. Okay, so 4 versus 3 deals 1 damage to you now. 3 versus 3, 0. 2 versus 3,
Yeah.
armor, 0 damage. Armor reduces physical damage. Okay. Armor and resistance reduce all matching damage that would take. Okay, so I think we can deduce what that means without having to read it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Willpower is a unique response in that you can build it into the sequence as an action, and you can interrupt the resolution of a sequence by discarding a willpower from your hand to resolve it immediately. Hand trap, hand instant. It's like an instant, I guess. When you resolve
Okay.
willpower via either method, you ignore the next instance of damage you would take from the next action in the sequence. This can be physical or magical damage, but like defenses, they do nothing against text effects such as gale forces, return effects, or other responses. Okay, discarded from hand. Willpower is discarded before blast resolves to ignore blast 5 damage. Okay, that's very helpful. Okay, uh,
Uh, so sorry, are willpowers like instances that you can pass while we're working our way down, back down the row?
and let's read it again.
Or do they have to be built into the sequence?
It's interrupt the resolution of a
Oh,
sequence is a unique response
okay.
that you can build into the sequence as an action. Okay, you build it into the sequence as an action. Or you
Yeah.
can interrupt the
Or
resolution of a sequence by discarding a willpower
okay.
from your hand to resolve it immediately. Okay, so from
Okay.
hand it's an instant, and then if it's in the
Yeah.
sequence, then it's interrupt in the sequence.
Okay.
Okay, you resolve a willpower via either method. You ignore the next instance of damage that you would take from the next action in the sequence. This can be physical or magical damage, but like defenses, they do nothing against text effects such as gale force, such as return effects, or other responses. Discarded from hand, willpower blocks the fire damage. One willpower can ignore one instance of damage, so it only stops one half of fireball. Okay, let's try to zoom in the fireball. If I know how to do this on PC, really. Okay, there we go. Okay, fireball. Fireball has a damage in the text box and one in the regular top left of the card. Okay, willpower special. It can be discarded from hand as the sequence is resolving to ignore the next instance of damage you take. How, but willpower can't stop text effects and only works on one instance of damage. Text responses. Occasionally, you'll see responses that look like text effects, like push, and they resolve these the same way you would in a text effect. Pass. All right, I'll just knock this one out, and then I'll let you get back to it. Passing indicates you do nothing this turn. Whenever you pass, you draw one card from your deck. The first time either player passes each sequence, they get the priority token, indicating they'll build the first action in the next sequence. The player with the priority token can't pass on their first turn in the new sequence. They must build an action into the sequence on their first turn. The sequence resolves when there are two passes in a row, one from each player. No more actions will be built into the sequence at this point. Details resolving the sequence are on the next page. If you pass and your opponent follows it by building an action into the sequence, you can attack, respond, or pass again. Passing does not lock you out of taking future turns in the sequence. The maximum number of actions you can build, that you can hold, is 9. If there are already 9 actions in the sequence, when it's your turn, you're forced to pass, drawing a card and taking the priority token. If it hasn't been claimed, your opponent must pass as well, which will force the sequence to resolve. Keep in mind that players can pass before the limit is reached, so not every sequence will have 9 actions. Okay.
Okay. That kind
Um.
of answers our question.
Yep. All right. So I'll let you pick it up at resolving a sequence.
All right, yeah, resolving a sequence. Sequences resolve in the reversed order they're built. This means the last action played will be the first to resolve. After each action resolves, it moves to to its player's discard pile. When you resolve an attack, you first resolve any timed effects in the text box. Then your opponent takes damage equal to its power, discarding cards for damage. Then there's a little example there. I don't know if we need that, but we can come back to it if we do.
Yeah.
When you resolve a block, you'll discard the adjacent attack or response if it's your opponent's card and the types match. No part of the blocked action will do anything. Any immediate effects on the blocked cards will have already happened, so not affected by this. When you resolve defense, armor, resistance. Oh, sorry. When you resolve a defense response, you'll take the appropriate token and keep it until this sequence finishes resolving. While you have the token, all damage you would take of the matching type is reduced by this amount. That's cool. If you collect multiple tokens of the same type, their effects are cumulative. Um, yeah, so you can have multiples and they build up. Then there's an example. Resolving a willpower response is similar to resolving a block in that you ignore the next instance of damage you would take from the adjacent action. Any text effects on the attack you ignore the damage of will still happen though. So willpower only blocks damage, not the effects. Remember that you can resolve a willpower response by discarding it from your hand as the sequence resolves. This allows you to surprise your opponent by taking less damage than anticipated, as well as get around the restrictions that playing willpower as a response comes with.
Why don't you go get some?
As your downswing is about to resolve, your opponent discards a card with a willpower response from their hand, allowing them to ignore the damage. Your 3 resistance reduces all instances of magical damage you would take by 3, so you don't take the 2 magical damage from Fireball's text effects, and you stop 3 out of 6 damage from its power. Okay, that makes sense, right?
Why don't you go get some?
Next action resolves your opponent's fireball, which deals 2 magical damage to both players via its text effects, then 6 magical damage to you. However, your 3 resistance stops all of the damage you would take from the effect. Your opponent still takes 2, and 3 of the 6 damage you would take from the fireball's power, since armor and resistance last for the entire sequence. Oh, so they don't burn up like shields in Destiny. They stay.
Okay, resistance. Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Cleanup. After all the action in the sequence fully resolved, the cleanup begins. Both players complete the following steps in order. Discard all tokens. Remember that the player who claimed the priority token will build the next sequence's first action. Draw until you have 5 cards. If you have more than 5 at cleanup, you'll undraw cards. Put them back to the top of your deck until you have 5. So don't discard, but you put them back. Once this is completed, the next stage begins. All right, and then we just do that until the one of our decks are empty.
Nice. All right. Yeah. Let's take a little break and then get right back to the play. Hold on.
All right, so okay.
All right, back for the gameplay.
Mm.
I guess we shuffle and draw 5.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Shuffle. Okay, there we go. Oh. How do you pick up a card? How do you draw a card?
I think it's right click and you hit the spin wheel. I think. Oh, picking up the.
Yeah.
You have them in your hand, or do you have them in your hand, or?
No, I accidentally put them on the table.
Yeah, try to maybe put them back on the deck.
Oh, here we. This is. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but I can just back it up to myself. There we go.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So we start on this side, on the build side.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
No dice or anything.
Bones.
I
Do
doubt
I have a
it.
dice here? Oh, I do have dice. Alright. This is going to be honor system.
All right.
So you rolled. Oh, you got a 6.
Okay.
I got a 3.
All right. Cool. I'll go first. I guess I'll start with a 20.
Alright. You know what the red arrow means?
I think it's saying the next thing in the
That's
sequence.
Alright, and then what does this do? Okay, 5 damage. 5 feels high. So I
Yeah.
probably want to block that, don't I?
Yep, I would think so. 40 card deck, yep. 35 card at this
Yeah.
point. Yep.
Or I could use a willpower later to just stop it. Is willpower a keyword? Oh, I see. Oh, okay, cool.
Willpower is an actual card in hand, right?
It's not an actual card, but where you see the block information, it'll say willpower
Okay.
and have like an orange thing.
Okay.
Okay. Nah. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna no. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna respond with 4 damage.
Three damage?
Oh, 3, yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
And anything can be a response as long as it has a pink or blue,
Correct, yeah.
pink or blue, pink or blue horizontal.
Yeah.
But I guess what about a white horizontal?
I think as long as it has some texture.
Excuse me.
Does it say it blocks either?
I forget.
I don't want to step on nobody's hand.
All right. So it's a 40. And okay. Turn. Block shift range. Let's go trimmer.
Okay, so now you can switch the places of 2 cards.
Whoa. Okay.
Or sorry, yeah, of 2 yeah.
Okay, you resolve the last thing. 1. Okay, this is range 0, range 2.
Yeah, so you can basically switch, yeah, these 2. I think you have to switch it with an adjacent card, right? Like you can switch slash with an adjacent card, or you can switch blast with an adjacent card.
Oh, okay. So it's got to be just adjacent stuff.
Yeah, I think range is just how far you can target, not necessarily how far you can move.
Okay. I don't know if this is the right move, but okay.
You can also pull the card back if you wanted. You know, we're still figuring this out.
Nah, let's keep it like right?
All right, then and that's doing 2 damage.
Yep.
40. So I gotta play. All right, I guess I'll play Gab. No, you know what? I'll play this. I'll play this as a block.
Block. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it blocks the last deal, which is the 2 damage. Okay, because it's the same type. Okay, now you reset the combat speed, so
Hmm.
okay, I go Ice Blast with an immediate return an attack other than Ice Blast. So I guess I'll go for the only other attack, which would be Slash.
Yeah, because return has no range, right? And is return discard or back to my hand?
I think it's the hand, which sucks.
Oh yeah, back to hand. Yeah, right. Because it's still gonna come out.
Unless you fill up the sequence, but I don't know.
That's true. Do you still want to do it?
You have to, right?
Or I mean, do you still want to play that card?
Yeah, I still want to play it, but
Okay. Bounce attack. And then everything would like slide, yeah, collapse down, but it's not really relevant right now. So it's 40. Yeah, see, because I can play Slash again right now. How much damage is this one do? Sorry.
uh,
2? Hmm. Oh yeah, I guess I'll put Slash back out.
Close this door.
Do that 3 damage.
okay, return it in action, removes it from the sequence and puts it back into the hand of the player who built it.
Ma,
Each action after returned one slides down one. Each action after the returned one slides down one to fill in these slots. But unlike shifts, returns can target an action at any range. However, they often have their own built-in limitations that can be followed, such as Axe Blast only being able to return attacks and our responses. Okay.
ma, could you close this door?
So did we slide down?
Ma,
I mean, I think we have enough room, but we can. Well,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, we slide down.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah,
All right.
but still.
close this
Okay,
All right.
so we're going to 9 cards, right?
Yep.
All
I
right.
guess you want to use the returns at the end, maybe, or something. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I guess, maybe.
Yeah. All right. So on me now.
Hey, ma, go close that door in there.
If you pass, you just draw a card, and I can't see how many cards are in your hand. How many cards
Oh,
are in your
yeah.
hand?
I have 3. Yeah, eventually we're gonna have to. Well, I guess not.
Hey, ma, go close the door.
The drawing cards could be an advantage. You also get the first player token.
Oh yeah.
Ma,
So I mean, you see the cards with like
ma, could you close that door?
you see cards like that you play as a defense card, but it just has a white text bar instead of a pink or a blue.
I don't think I have those. You wanna?
And it'll probably be what I
Yeah, I don't have any
play.
of those.
Yeah, I'll just play this one. All right, so that's a shift, but I'll play it as a response. You played a 3, so
Close that door.
Oh, that's weird.
shift.
Oh, so it's not blocking, but you're also not attacking with it. You're just using it to get that ability. Is that what it does?
I think.
That's kind of cool.
Let's go to the defense
I
card
mean,
section.
that is pretty good, right? Range 3, draw
Mm-hmm.
1. Yeah, I mean that means you don't get to do you. Yeah.
Shift range 3, then draw 1 card.
I'm looking at the real book.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go to that defense section, maybe. A response.
No, it's not.
I guess it's a response. The only thing that matters is the
Okay,
response
let's see.
bar. You can ignore all other parts of the card.
Hey, Ma, go close that door.
The slash, they can respond. It can be built. It just resets the speed in type of responses. Blocks. Blocks are the most common type.
Yeah, is it a different kind of response? There were 4, right?
Yep. So we got blocks in defense. They give you tokens. So okay. So the defenses give you the tokens. Pass.
Oh, text responses.
Okay, text responses. That's it.
That's what it is.
I mean, is it at the bottom of a bunch of text that I'm not seeing, or?
Huh, okay, text
Okay, okay.
responses.
Occasionally,
Occasionally, you'll
yep.
see responses that look like text effects. Resolve them the same way you would an attack's text effect. So yeah, I think you choose. And do you want to play it as upright and get the attack, or do you want to play it sideways and get that little bonus? But I think you have to choose, right?
Yeah, I think I'll take I'll take the text response.
Okay, and that's instant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, instant. All right, so shift range 3. 1, 2, 3. Trump just said something
Yeah,
in
I
the breaking
mean,
news.
you could push my block and switch it with tremor, and then block does nothing because it's going to be blocking blast, which is a magic attack. Oh wait, no, it goes backwards. We resolve backwards. Oh god, did I know that?
Yeah,
Who
block
closed this
backwards.
door?
Yeah, because I mean, I guess my whole game plan is to get all my attacks at the end.
Yeah, so what you want to do is swap Ice Blast for block. Well, because then it's blocking my own attack, which does nothing. Or which blocks my own attack, does it?
So I got my ice blast going, and okay, like you got a.
I know that was in here.
It's kind of hard to tell whose cards are whose when they're tapped, though.
Yeah, yeah. I know that it's not reasonable, but having some kind of border would have been interesting.
Yeah, still demo. I mean, still prototype.
You'll never block your own actions. They only work on your opponent's card. So,
Shifting 3. Okay, so this is your card right there. Slash is a 3
yeah.
attack. Okay,
And
slash
this is
is a
my
3
block.
attack. And
So
that's
if you
your-
switch this card and this and put it here, does that mean I can't block an attack? So does this attack still go through? And I think this attack still goes through and hits you, but this block is wasted. And then Ice Blast will hit me because there's nothing blocking it. Although it's a physical attack, because I wasn't paying attention. So it's
No.
not gonna get. It's not gonna stop your attack anyways.
Yeah, let's just do it because I don't know what's going on. Alright,
Yeah.
so shifting these two.
Okay.
Okay, okay, I think I get it. Okay, so you're blocking this Ice Blast, but Ice Blast is actually a magical attack, so it won't block the Ice Blast.
Well, at this point, because we're going left to right when we resolve, this is blocking slash.
Okay, which is your
Right.
own attack, so yeah, so whatever.
Or wait, no, blocking blocks an adjacent. So I think it can block either side.
I think you got to go in
Okay,
the
hold
reverse
on.
sequence. I think, or
Oh, okay. When you resolve a block, it will discard your opponent's adjacent action. If it's the same type as block. Removing it from. Okay. So. Okay, so yes, it will block cards to the right.
okay,
But this can't block Ice Blast because it's a magic attack. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, I get it. Okay. Let's see, so we're at 50. Alright, I'm gonna play Intercept.
I drew
That
one.
lets me return an attack or response with less speed. So I'm gonna send back. Oh, I'll send back Ice Blast.
Attack response.
Because then everything comes down, and now I am blocking a physical attack.
Oh, nice.
I see.
Right?
This game's. I like this. This is coming together. I mean, in my head.
I mean, it's all psychic, so like it is all in the head. So, all
Yeah.
right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Okay.
6. All right. Um. Whoa.
What does that mean?
Oh, I think it was me. Pink. I'll go for shock.
Any speed can be built adjacent to this. Interesting. Okay. I will do.
Where's that 7th placement card?
Where's-
Is it
Where's what?
the 7 placement
Oh.
card? Oh, I guess we
Oh,
just
you
flipped
just
it
flip
probably.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Man, and then I
Okay.
got and then how many cards you got in then?
This is my second card. Yeah, I have one left after what I just played.
Okay, I think it shows in the little meeple avatar thing. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's what that is. All right. So then this gets +1 for each response. So that's gonna get +2. Will be a 5 damage. Oh wait, this is my willpower. Do I want to save that? Nah, I'm gonna leave it. I'll leave it.
Oh, like you played counter. It's my go.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, your turn.
Okay, so you played counter. You just played counter, right?
I did, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay, okay. And then willpower. Okay, you didn't use the willpower. And what does the willpower do again?
Um, you can either play it as a response, horizontal to, I think, cancel an attack, or you can play it from your hand during the resolution phase to cancel an attack.
Oh
But
yeah.
I'm playing it vertical for the ability.
Okay, nice. For each
Yeah.
response in the sequence. Okay. 1, 2, 2 responses. Okay. All right. So soon as the ninth card is laid, no, because instants happen before the ninth card is the end of whatever.
I think you'll play. I think you'll play your ninth card, and the instant will still trigger, and then we'll go into resolution.
I don't know who do that. Did that. Lock the door when they get ready.
Blocks are full blocks, or as they go again.
Um,
Defenses are just permanent
it's
enchantment
yeah.
things.
So blocks discard the adjacent action.
Oh, we haven't been
Um,
doing that, have we? But that's when they
only when
resolve,
they
though.
when they resolve, yeah. And then defenses, I think, give you the tokens.
Yeah, permanent token.
Yeah, defenses give you the tokens. But only when they trigger. So I think defenses at the end of the row, I don't, or at the start, or you know what I mean, like that trigger at the end. I don't think they do much, right?
Okay, that would make sense. Okay, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you're telling me if I play something that returns an attack, but that's the ninth card, I can return an attack and then end the whole sequence.
That's a good question. Let's see. I think it would bounce back to me. I think you either have to
Yeah, because it is
pacify.
an instant. Because it is an instant that returns. So it would probably happen first. Then you would probably get a chance to play another card. I'm thinking.
I would think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would think so. Right. Let's just hit a good, nice block. Whoa, I hate yours too.
Yeah. If there are already 9 actions in the sequence when it's your turn. So like when your turn begins is basically what it's meaning.
All right, just do a block.
Okay. All right. So now we go down the row, right?
Think so. Starting with this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just did
All
a
right. So
block.
you block counter, so that goes away,
Okay, blue block.
and then yeah, we should keep these kind of like on our side for clarity because this is yours, right, shot,
Yep.
and that does 3 damage. So I discard 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, she does 1 damage.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, 1 damage. Blue. 1. Okay.
And then this was a response, so it doesn't do anything, right?
Yep.
Okay.
3
And then my
damage.
slash does 3.
3 damage. And this is your block, right?
Yeah, this is my block, so then I'll block this one. And then this is your blast, right? That still does 5.
Yeah. I take my 3.
That's 1, 2, 3. All right. I kind of like this game. What do you think?
I mean, it's cool. I gotta play some more rounds because
Yeah.
I think this is a game I would like more actually holding the cards and looking at everything right close. But
Yeah, it would make it a lot easier. I also suspect this game is going to have trouble feeling different in the middle and end of the game, right?
feeling different in the beginning. Yeah.
You know, like to compare it to like Star Wars Destiny. The end games feels different because you've built up
Uh-huh.
weapons and allies and stuff, whereas this is kind of resetting.
Yep.
So it kind of feels like each round is going to feel a little samey, but it's also really fun.
Yeah, but if there was
Yeah,
like
like
stuff that you could
Chicago,
build up to, that'll be nice.
Yeah. I like games that kind of have like an arc or like a cadence, you know?
Yeah, I'm reading the book by the dude who made Radlands right now, and like the dude
Oh,
just
you wrote a
put it
book?
on. Well, like I mean,
You like this though for big game.
man, let me see. We talking. The dude just put it online. Like it's like 82 chapters, I think, and it's like a full-fledged book. I mean, he could have really published it, but he just put it on his website. So,
That's cool. About designing Redlands?
just well, I mean about that, but just also about like actually coming up with a good game. So, and then he's big, and he's big on you got to have some build up and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel that in Redlands.
Oh yeah.
But I know, all that to say though, I do like this game.
Yep. Yep.
I think burning through a whole deck
What are we at?
might be. I have
27
left. What do you have?
30. Yep.
Alright, well, 4 rounds. I think a smaller deck, like a 30 card deck, might
Yeah.
work better, but
I know he's
I'm
always giving updates on the podcast, so I don't know what he went to. I mean, he might have went to
yeah.
smaller decks or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wonder how this has changed since he started developing it. But I really am like, oh, I want to play this again. Like, I really am.
Hey, Nate.
Which is not something I feel
Yeah.
for every game,
Nate.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to go another round or pick it up later?
We might have to pick this up later. I have to get dinner started.
Oh yeah. Wonder if this has a save feature on it on tabletop.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
I'm sure it does.
Will you cut this on my own?
I opened up the help menu, now I can't close it. There it is. Okay, pause. We can pause the game.
Nice.
Maybe that's it.
Oh, there's a dice right here.
Oh, you found one?
Well, die actions are. Oh, just only if there's a dice in the game. Never mind.
Ah. Turn-based modes.
Mark.
That'd be fun to do a turn-based.
Mark.
Okay. Well, we'll see if the pause holds. We can also just remember that 27, 30, discard range if we wanted, but
Yeah.
all right, man.
Yep.
This was good. It was good to finally get back to it.
Oh yeah. Finally got it knocked out. Nice.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Will you cut this on my own?
All right.
All right. Pick
We'll see you
this
next
up.
Tuesday.
Yeah, hopefully Tuesday.
All right.
All
Okay,
right.
man.
Have a good one. Later, Gators.
You too.